Welcome to YuGiBOOM, you guys. Abe here with an updated Monarch deck profile. YuGiBOOM! Alright, with this new ban list that just came out, Monarchs got to see a little bit of help come back to them in the form of Monarchs Stormforth. It's back at 3 now. And, you know, Monarchs Stormforth is a really good card to help out other monsters and cards like that. But yeah, let's get started. So I'm really excited that Stormforth came back to 3. Seeing it at 1 really hurts because sometimes you have to play around it. Use it at the most precious of times and things like that. But now it's back at 3, so now we could abuse it a little bit more. And yeah, let's dive right in. So we're gonna start off with the little baby Monarchs. I run 3 Idea, the Heavenly Squire. This card is amazing. You summon another baby Squire from the deck. And usually you want to go in tandem with the Eidos, the Underworld Squire. This one, when it's special summon, you can, or normal special summon, you get to get an additional tribute summon for the turn. So obviously you use normal this, you summon this, get that way you have 2 monsters out. That way you can start summoning your big Monarchs. And Idea is really good because when it gets sent to the graveyard in any fashion, you can always get your banished Monarch spell and traps back to your hand. So usually you want to have Pantheism in hand, banish it, search for one of the 3 cards in your deck, and then you summon Idea, and then something happens to Idea, that's fine, because you can get that banished Pantheism back, and you can still use it for the draw effect if you have another Monarch spell and trap in your hand. But that's going a little too far ahead. But yeah, Idea is really good. Like I said, just to recur back your resources, Eidos to get the extra normal summon, and then Eidos is really good too in the graveyard, because when you can banish it, you can summon back Idea from the grave, and then Idea kind of just loops again, summon one from the deck, and you can just keep going from there. Oop, got one stuck. And now for one of the few level 6 Monarchs. I only run 2 level 6 Monarchs, and it's probably one of the better ones because you want to combo it off with Aether. 2 Kuraz Light Monarch. He's really good because you could, if you're able to get Aether out with this effect to summon during your opponent's turn, you can summon him from the deck, and then that way you could pop one of your opponent's cards, and that way you can interrupt whatever play they want to do. It sucks that they do get to draw a card, but it's a good disruptor play. So that's the only reason why I run him. If not, usually I'll probably run like a Caius Mega Monarch or a Ryza, but he's good just because it interrupts plays. And then for the level 8s, especially with Aether at 3, we do run 3 Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. The fact that you can spin anything from your hand or from your opponent's hand, field, or graveyard back to the deck is pretty great, actually. Especially from the hand sometimes, because they have either an Ash or just maybe one of those starter cards that they need for whoever they're playing with, and you can put that back in the deck, kind of sets them back a little bit. So that's pretty fantastic. Obviously, you gotta remember you gotta send the 2 Monarch spells and traps, but you run a lot of them, so you could always pick and choose. But his second effect I think is really underrated. When he's in the graveyard, you could send 1 Monarch spell and trap from your hand to your graveyard, and then you can add 1 Monarch. Basically, you can only add this guy back if you have him in the grave, but you can add him back to your hand. So recurring back your resources is always good. So that's why he is broken, or kind of broken. And then now for the other level, the Mega Monarchs, including Aether, I just run 1 of each. So 1 Caius Mega Monarch, 1 Zaborg, 1 Testalos, and then 1 Aether. Mega Monarch, Caius Mega Monarch, if you can get them off, and then you can, if you target a dark monster, his effect is good. It's so amazing because you can just banish cards from anywhere, and then get rid of all those resources. So he's really good. So Borg, kind of like a Ghost Reaper for the deck, because you can send their extra deck from the extra deck to the graveyard, and since none of them are properly summoned, they can't really summon it back. And then Testalos, you can always look at your opponent's hand, so that's good. So you get rid of a card that you don't want them to have in their hand. Then Aether, obviously, because of its effect, to summon from hand, then summon 1 from the deck. So that's always good. And then to get it back to hand, the end phase, kind of like a 4th Return of the Monarchs. And then for other cards I run, one Vanity's Fiend. It's not a Monarch per se, but I guess you can count it as a Monarch. But I really like Vanity's Fiend because just like a Vanity's Emptiness, your opponent or neither player can special summon monsters. But you could always trade this in with Majesty Fiend. So it just depends what you're playing against, and that way you could just like, because I have it in the side deck because this is Domain Monarchs. So that way you could just, depending on what you're playing against, you could always just switch out the Majesty for the Vanity's Fiend. Kind of sucks with the Majesty Fiend though, because kind of can hinder you sometimes. So that's why I like the Vanity's Fiend a little bit better. And then another card I just like putting in, I put BLS in, just because you do have a lot of light and darks in the deck. Just sometimes if maybe your Monarchs can't get over something, if you have this in your hand, you can always banish two, like maybe the little baby squires from your graveyard, and then that way you can just summon them, and it's, you can remove something from the field for you, or just attack over, two monsters, or one monster and then, directly they have nothing else. So it's just kind of one of those cards that your opponent won't see coming, and that's why I like them. Alright, and then now into the spells. Just run all spells except 3 traps. So it's a pretty high spell count per se. So run 3 Return of the Monarchs. This is your searcher of the deck. Whenever you tribute summon a monster, it doesn't have to be a Monarch. Just as long as you tribute summon a monster, you can get one Monarch, either like the Kuraz or the Mega Monarchs from your deck to your hand. As long as it's a different name, so you can't just search for the same one. But it's really good. Once you have one on the field and you're able to at least resolve one, or resolve it once, kind of standing it after that for like the Erebus and stuff, it's okay. And now the card that's back at 3, which I'm really excited about, is 3 Stormforth. Now that you have 3, it is really good because you don't have to worry so much about when to use it. Sometimes you just have to use it, and now you won't have to worry, because sometimes you can't, once it's in the grave, you can't really get it back unless you have Prime Monarch on the field. But so that's why, like I said before, you have to be kind of picky and choosy about it. But now that it's back at 3, I'm really excited. It's really good just to out cards, especially now there's so many untargetable cards and things like that. So I'm really excited for this card to come back. It just makes the deck a little bit more powerful. I wish Pantheism was back at 3, but I don't think that'll happen for a while. And then now we're gonna run. We run 3 Tenacity of the Monarchs. This one searches any spell and trap from your deck as long as you reveal one from your hand. So why not? But you can only activate one, which kind of sucks, but I understand why it's at 1. So just get anything you need from using that. And then the field spell, 3 Domain of the True Monarch. As long as you don't have an extra deck, your opponent can't special summon from the extra deck, and as long as you control, obviously, a tribute summon monster. I always like this version of the deck better. Back in the day, you used to have the extra deck Monarchs. But yeah, I just like Domain because it just stops a lot of decks. And sometimes you can even tribute summon for one monster with the second effect, where you could reduce the level of one of your Mega Monarchs from 8 to 6. And that could be really key if you can't get 2 monsters out on the field. So that's why I like this card. And then now, 1 Pantheism. Kind of sucks it's at 1. But I understand why. This card's really OP. The draw effect is not once per turn. But yeah, just 1/1, you have to. And then, like I said, since Pantheism's at 1, sometimes kind of hard to draw or search your cards out. So I just run the 2 trade in. Sometimes if you don't want to, like let's say you can't use one of your Mega Monarchs, just trade it and just get 2 cards. So might as well. And then for 1-ofs, 1 Rhoda for the Idea, 1/1 for Idea. The Heavenly Squire, 1 Monster Reborn, a Dark Hole, and Regeki. Sometimes if your opponent creates a pretty ridiculous board, you just need to out it. Monster Reborn, you'll get back a free monster so you can tribute summon. And like I said, 1/1 and Rhoda for the Idea target. And then for the last card in the deck, or last 3 cards in the deck, 3 the Prime Monarch. This card, I mean, it's good. Sometimes it sucks when you draw into multiples of it, or if you have it in your hand, because usually you want to send it with the Erebus or the Aether if you're subbing it that way from the from the deck to the graveyard. That way you can get so that you can use the second effect to banish as Monarch spell and trap and summon it, get that free fodder. Sometimes it's good when let's say if it's grind game and you have this set and then you activate it, you can put 2 back into the deck and draw 1. So that can come in clutch sometimes. But yes, usually you don't want to see it in your hand, only if you have Pantheons in your hand. That's the only way, because you just want it in the graveyard. You don't want it anywhere else. But yeah, so that's the deck, you guys. Like I said, it's a domain Monarch deck profile. So no extra deck. And yeah, so one thing I did want to say for this deck, something I was thinking about. Something you could tech in this deck. Something you could take out the trade-ins, and then with the new card coming out, Savage Strike, the new pot card, you could always run that. That way you have extra deck monsters in the extra deck. Get rid of those. Just draw 2 for free. That's something you could think about. Something I didn't want to add because it's more budget. This is more budget friendly, but it's something you could definitely add to your Monarch deck profile. But yeah, if there's any other suggestions you guys have for the deck, please let us know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And yeah, hope you like the deck profile, and have a good day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to YuGiBOOM. We got the whole crew together. Very humbled by the 500 subs.
Yeah, who would have thought such a small rogue channel would have had such awesome, quick success? I mean, we're really stoked to keep bringing you guys outstanding content, like duels and cards, getting packs, and other skits like that.
Yeah, man, we appreciate the views, we appreciate the likes, the suggestions, the criticism. We really like you guys trying to help us be better. We take all the criticism with a grain of salt, and we help try to learn from it, and we really want to be reciprocative and interactive and have an engagement with our audience.
We love being so interactive, so we want you guys to follow us on our social media sites, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And then with that, you'll be able to learn about stuff like this more often, which we're excited to announce, which is a Savage Strike giveaway, which is pretty much the big booster box of the first set. I mean, we'll just forget about the Sisters of the Rose. And we want to do this for you guys for giving us the subscriptions, and we want to give a box away, and Brent can give you all the details about how to get that box.
Yeah, so if you guys want to enter the Savage Strike giveaway, a full sealed booster box, head down to the link below in the description. It's the Gleam link. All of our giveaways will be hosted through there from now on, and we're going to keep doing this up as a huge thank you to all of our fans. So check out that link in the Gleam, subscribe to more of our Gleam giveaways, and if you're already subscribed to us, you already have 3 entries, so just make sure you click on that and redeem those 3 entries.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.